A foot of snow in the Carolinas. Let me say that again. A foot of snow in the Carolinas. The National Weather Service has already issued winter storm watches covering parts of Georgia, Virginia, and Maryland. This is not a drill. Is your city in the bullseye? In the next 30 seconds, I'm revealing exactly where the highest totals are setting up and why some locations could see their biggest snowfall in over a decade. Drop your location in the comments right now. I need to know where you're watching from because tomorrow's update will have personalized timing for your specific area. I'm going through every single comment tonight to understand where my viewers are so I can tailor the forecast. The more specific you are with your city or town, the better I can serve you in the next video. Here's your reward for staying with me. Charlotte, North Carolina, 3 to 6 inches and trending higher. Columbia, South Carolina, 2 to 4 inches. Southeastern Virginia and the northern Outer Banks. This is where it gets serious. Potential for 12 inches or more. Upstate South Carolina. Models showing 10-inch possibilities. Cape Cod, Massachusetts, close to a foot if the European model is right. Outer Banks, North Carolina. Not just snow, but blizzard conditions with wind gusts 60 to 70 miles per hour. Atlanta, Georgia, even you might see 3 to 4 inches. But here's what nobody is talking about. This storm hits during a full moon, which means coastal flooding on top of the blizzard conditions. This is not just a Carolinas event. We're looking at a system that stretches from Georgia through Maine. Winter storm watches are already posted across multiple states. The Weather Service doesn't issue watches this far in advance unless confidence is high. We are 36 hours away from the start of this. Today is Thursday. Snow begins as early as overnight Friday for some locations. The pieces are already showing up on satellite. I can see the northern stream energy diving south right now. I can see the southern stream shortwave getting ready to phase with it. This is textbook. When these two streams come together like this, you get explosive development. And the cold air? We're talking 20 to 30 degrees below normal by Saturday afternoon. Whether you get snow or not, if you live east of the Rockies, this weekend is going to be brutally cold. The Arctic air mass is already on the move. Let me explain what's happening in the atmosphere. We've got a polar vortex lobe dropping south. That's your cold air source. There's an upper-level trough diving south with this system. I'm looking at mid-level vorticity maps, and what I'm seeing is a classic setup. The energy starts out stretched from Nebraska to Nova Scotia. When a system is tilted like that, it doesn't have much punch. But by Saturday afternoon, this thing goes from a stretched-out mess to a tightly wrapped closed low. Think of it this way. When a low-pressure system closes off, the winds have to curve around it. Air on the inside slows down, while air on the outside speeds up. That creates a void. Air rushes upward to fill it. That's your lift mechanism. That's what generates heavy snow. We're also dealing with divergence aloft. The upper-level winds spread apart right over the low-pressure system. When winds spread apart up high, air rises from below to fill that space. Combine that with the curvature, and you get a snowmaking machine. The models are in remarkably good agreement on the overall pattern. The European model and the GFS both show a major storm. They disagree on exact placement, which I'll get to. But the fact that both models are showing significant snow potential this far out, that gives me confidence. The European has been trending west. This morning's run shifted the heaviest snow corridor into the Interstate 77 corridor. Charlotte, you're looking better with every run. Raleigh, you've been trending worse. That's the reality right now. The GFS has been more consistent but also more conservative in the Carolinas. For the Northeast, the two models are telling completely different stories, which we'll dive into. Just like I promised at the start, here's your detailed city-by-city breakdown. I'm going to vary my delivery so this doesn't feel like a list. Let's start where confidence is highest. Charlotte, North Carolina, you are sitting in a very favorable position right now. The trend has been your friend. Every model run for the past 24 hours has increased your snowfall potential. I'm forecasting 3 to 6 inches for the metro area. Snow begins late Friday night, probably between 10 p.m. and midnight. By Saturday morning, you're waking up to steady snowfall. The heaviest snow falls Saturday morning into early afternoon. We're talking rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour during peak intensity. Visibility drops to near zero. This is not the wet, heavy snow you sometimes get. This is cold, powdery, blowing snow. Winds gust 30 to 40 miles per hour. Accumulation continues through Saturday evening before tapering off Saturday night. What concerns me most for Charlotte is the timing. This hits on a weekend, which is good because it keeps people off the roads. But temperatures crash into the teens Saturday night. Whatever snow falls is going to freeze solid. If you need to go anywhere Saturday, do it early before the snow gets heavy. Columbia, South Carolina. You're in a similar boat, but with slightly lower totals. I'm going 2 to 4 inches for the metro. The same timeline applies. Snow starts late Friday night, heaviest Saturday morning, done by Saturday evening. The trend for Columbia has also been upward. 2 days ago, models were showing a coating to an inch. Now we're talking meaningful accumulation. For a city that doesn't see this often, 2 to 4 inches is significant. You'll see impacts. Roads will be dangerous. Power outages are possible with gusty winds. Upstate South Carolina, around Greenville and Spartanburg, this is where things get spicy. The European model this morning showed 10-inch possibilities. I think that's aggressive. I think it's a stretch. But is 6 to 10 inches possible? Absolutely. You're in the favored northwest flow. You're at higher elevation. You're in the sweet spot for maximum lift. If I had to bet on one location in South Carolina to potentially hit double digits, it would be somewhere in the upstate. Snow starts Friday night. Heaviest accumulation Saturday. This is an all-day event for you. Plan to be home Saturday. Stock up Friday. Raleigh-Durham, we need to talk. The trend has not been kind to you over the past 12 to 24 hours. Earlier this week, you were looking at potential for 6 to 10 inches. Now I'm seeing models develop what we call a dry slot. This is a zone of dry air that wraps around the backside of the storm and punches into the precipitation shield. If that happens, your snow shuts off earlier than expected and totals drop. I'm not saying it will absolutely happen. I'm saying it's a possibility you need to be aware of. Right now, I'm still forecasting 3 to 6 inches for the triangle, but there's higher uncertainty here than in Charlotte. Snow timing is similar. Starts late Friday night. Heaviest Saturday morning, but you might see a lull or even a break in the snow Saturday afternoon if that dry slot materializes. Anyone in Raleigh in 2018 during the Myrtle Beach event knows exactly what I'm talking about. Dry slots are real and they can rob you of snowfall quickly. Southeastern Virginia, specifically the Norfolk, Virginia Beach area, and the northern Outer Banks of North Carolina, you are in the bullseye. If I had to pick one area most likely to see a foot or more, you're it. The European model is aggressive here, 12 to 15-inch totals showing up. Even the blend of models, which tends to be conservative, is showing 8 to 12 inches. The dynamics favor you. The moisture favors you. The track favors you. Snow begins Saturday morning and continues through Saturday night. But it's not just the snow. Winds gust 60 to 70 miles per hour Saturday night into Sunday. We're talking blizzard warnings. Visibility 0. Drifting snow, coastal flooding during high tide. Remember, this is happening during a full moon. Astronomical high tides are already elevated. You add storm surge and wind-driven waves and we've got a problem. I'll be honest, we're probably going to lose houses in the Outer Banks. We've lost structures already this past year to erosion. This storm pushes more into the ocean. Power outages lasting days are possible. If you're in this zone, take this seriously. Now let's jump to the Northeast, where things get complicated. Boston, Massachusetts, and Cape Cod, your forecast is track-dependent. And I mean really track-dependent. The GFS model keeps the storm offshore. It gives you very little snow, maybe a few inches on Cape Cod and some lake effect elsewhere. That's it. The European model shows a full-blown blizzard for Cape Cod and the islands. Close to a foot of snow. Winds 60 to 70 miles per hour. Whiteout conditions Sunday into Sunday night. So which model is right? I don't know yet. What I can tell you is the probability. If you're on Cape Cod, you have a 70 to 80% chance of seeing at least 4 inches of snow. That's pretty good odds. The question is whether you see 4 inches or 14 inches. That depends on whether the low pressure tracks 50 miles closer to the coast. 50 miles. That's the difference between a miss and a historic blizzard. New York City, your odds are much lower. About a 20% chance of 4 inches. The storm track would need to shift significantly west for you to see major snow. Right now, you're on the western edge of the uncertainty cone. Long Island splits in half. The eastern tip, out toward Montauk, 50 to 60% chance of 4 inches or more. Western Long Island and the city, 20%. That gradient is razor thin. Philadelphia and the Jersey Shore, you're similar to New York. 20% chance of significant snow for the city. 40% along the shore. Central Jersey, 20%. The shoreline does better because even if the storm stays offshore, the northern edge of the precipitation can still clip coastal areas. Down East Maine, if the European model is correct, you get hammered Sunday night into Monday. Heavy snow, blizzard conditions. But again, this is model dependent. The GFS says no. The European says yes. We'll have better clarity in the next 12 to 24 hours. But here's what makes the timing critical for the Northeast. Even if you don't get major snow, you're getting major wind. Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening, wind gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour for coastal New Jersey, 50 to 60 miles per hour for Long Island and Cape Cod, 60 to 70 miles per hour for outer Cape Cod and down East Maine. These are damaging wind gusts. Power outages, downed trees, rough surf, coastal flooding during high tides. The wind is a guarantee. The snow is still a question mark. New model data from overnight shows the European model has shifted west. That's actually good news for the Carolinas, specifically Charlotte. It's less good news for Raleigh because that westward shift brings the dry slot into play. The GFS has been more stable. It's been consistent in keeping heavier snow in southeastern Virginia and being stingier elsewhere. When models disagree like this, I look at the pattern. I look at the upper air setup, and what I see favors the European solution in the Carolinas. The phasing of the northern and southern streams, the position of the upper-level jet, the temperature profiles, it all lines up better with the European. That doesn't mean the GFS is wrong. It means if I had to choose, I lean European for the Carolinas. For the Northeast, I don't have a strong lean yet. The pattern is marginal. You're on the northern edge of the cold air. You're on the western edge of the moisture. Small shifts make huge differences. Here's what comes after. The cold doesn't leave. Saturday night into Sunday morning, temperatures across the Carolinas drop into the teens. Some mountains get to single digits. Sunday night into Monday, even colder. Single digits for the Piedmont. Near zero in the mountains. Below zero in the high country. That snow from Saturday isn't melting until Wednesday or Thursday. This extended cold has implications. Pipes freeze, especially in the south. Let faucets drip Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. Open cabinet doors under sinks. Bring pets inside. Power outages combined with extreme cold are dangerous. Have a backup heating plan. Have flashlights, batteries, and food for several days. For citrus growers in Georgia and South Carolina, Saturday night is critical. Hard freeze conditions. For the south not used to heavy snow, 3 to 6 inches shuts things down. Roads become impassable. Stock up Friday, upper Midwest. Extreme cold arrives by Sunday. Wind chills well below zero. Frostbite on exposed skin in 15 to 30 minutes. Travel is a nightmare Saturday. If you have plans to drive in the Carolinas, Virginia, or the Northeast on Saturday or Sunday, cancel now. Airlines are issuing travel waivers. Interstate 95, 85, 77, all become parking lots Saturday. Here's what makes the sequence dangerous. Snow Saturday. Flash freeze Saturday night. Extreme cold Sunday and Monday. Anything that melts refreezes into ice. Black ice everywhere Sunday morning. Way too early for specific details. But I'm already watching next week's pattern. There are signals for another potential system mid to late next week. I'm not ready to forecast that yet. I don't have enough data. But the pattern supports additional winter weather chances. This might not be a one-and-done event. The extended cold favors multiple opportunities. I'll have much more on that in the coming days. For now, focus on this weekend's storm. Let me recap the timeline because this is important. Friday night, snow begins for parts of the Carolinas. Late Friday night for Charlotte, Columbia, the upstate. Saturday morning, snow spreads north into Virginia and begins in southeastern Virginia and the Outer Banks. Saturday midday, heaviest snow across the Carolinas. Peak intensity. Saturday afternoon, snow begins to taper in South Carolina. Continues in North Carolina and Virginia. Saturday evening, snow ends for most of South Carolina. Saturday night, snow continues for North Carolina and Virginia. Begins for parts of the Northeast if the track is favorable. Saturday night into Sunday, blizzard conditions for the Outer Banks. Sunday, snow continues for parts of the Northeast. Extreme cold settles in everywhere. Sunday night into Monday, coldest temperatures. Single digits to below zero in many areas. Geographic summary. From Atlanta to Maine, this system impacts millions. Heaviest snow looks to be southeastern Virginia and northeastern North Carolina right now, potentially 12 to 15 inches. Significant snow for Charlotte, Columbia, the upstate, 3 to 6 inches or more. Gusty winds everywhere. Blizzard conditions likely for the Outer Banks and possibly Cape Cod. Extreme cold follows for everyone. Preparation deadlines. Friday evening, have everything you need. Don't plan on going to the store Saturday. Tuesday night is your deadline for protecting pipes. Let faucets drip. Wednesday morning, temperatures moderate slightly, but still below freezing for most. Check on elderly neighbors. Check on anyone vulnerable to power outages or cold. This is community weather. Drop your city one more time in the comments. I want to see where all of you are located. Tomorrow's video will have updated totals based on overnight model runs. I'll have refined timing. I'll have better clarity on the Northeast forecast. I'll be live streaming tonight, going through the latest data as it comes in. Make sure you're subscribed because tomorrow's update is critical. Things could change overnight. Models will refine. The track could shift. You'll want that information as soon as I have it. I'm not here to panic anyone. I'm not sensationalizing. I'm informing you based on the best available data. Weather forecasts walk a fine line between preparation and panic. If I've succeeded today, you understand the threat, you know what to expect, and you have time to prepare. That's my job. When both the European and GFS agree on a major storm, confidence is high. Right now, they agree on the Carolinas. They disagree on the Northeast. That's why my confidence is higher for Charlotte than for Boston. This is transparent forecasting. I'm showing you the uncertainty where it exists. Tomorrow, I'll have updated model data. The European model runs twice a day. The GFS runs 4 times. By tomorrow morning, I'll have 3 new model runs to analyze. That's 3 more pieces of information. Totals will be refined. The track will become clearer. Temperature forecasts will sharpen. I might have better information on that potential second system next week. I'm planning to go live by 8 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. Possibly earlier if there are major changes overnight. The storm is close enough now that every model run matters. Every 6 hours gives us new data. I'll be watching all of it. Critical updates are coming. Track shifts are possible. The difference between 6 inches and 12 inches is 50 miles of storm movement. I'll know more by morning. You won't want to miss it. Action deadlines. Friday evening, final preparations complete. Saturday, stay home. Saturday night, protect pipes. Sunday, stay warm. Anyone vulnerable to cold, take extra precautions. Homeless populations, this is life-threatening cold. If you know someone on the streets, alert local services. Outdoor workers, construction crews, limit exposure, Sunday and Monday. The National Weather Service will likely issue winter storm warnings Friday for the Carolinas. Blizzard warnings for the Outer Banks are probable. When warnings are issued, take them seriously. I'm not panicking, I'm informing. This is a significant winter storm for millions. The data supports high-impact snow for the Carolinas. The data supports extreme cold for everyone east of the Rockies. But I'm being honest about uncertainty. The Northeast forecast is genuinely uncertain right now. A 50-mile track shift changes everything for Boston and New York. Both a foot of snow or an inch are possible. That's not hedging. That's meteorology. For the Carolinas, confidence is much higher. The pattern supports it. The models agree. The watches are posted. This is happening. Tomorrow's video preview. Updated European model data from tonight. Latest GFS. Any track changes. Refined snowfall totals city by city. Updated wind forecasts. Power outage potential. Preliminary information on next week's possible system. Saturday's timeline hour by hour. Live by 8 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. Turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Things could change overnight. The European runs again tonight at 6 p.m. That data processes by midnight. The overnight GFS comes in around 3 a.m. By morning, I'll have fresh information analyzed and ready. Final preparations Friday, snow Saturday, extreme cold Sunday and Monday. Friday is your day. Use it wisely. Thank you for trusting me with your weather information. I know you have dozens of sources. The fact that you're here means something. Tomorrow brings critical updates. The track will be clearer, totals more refined, timing more precise. The Northeast forecast will come into focus. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit the bell for notifications. I'll see you tomorrow morning with everything you need to know. Stay safe, stay warm, and stay tuned.